Good happy Saturday morning, April 9, 2022. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Saturday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's get started right now. First up, fee proposed for Manchester restaurants interested in hosting outdoor dining. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Hi. A better internet experience is finally here. With Fidium Fiber Internet, you get ultra-fast gig speeds on a dedicated connection. That's 1,000 megabits per second. Whole home.
With warmer weather on the horizon, the Queen City is getting ready to bring back perhaps its most popular pandemic-era idea, outdoor dining.
It went really well last summer. I'm definitely looking to continue that this year.
Outdoor dining helped keep the doors open at many businesses on Elm Street, like Boards and Brews.
There was definitely some bumps in the road, but last summer went really well. People are starting to come back more and more.
This week, an aldermanic committee recommended a third summer of outdoor dining in downtown Manchester. However, with no more capacity limits, the city's economic development director requested that businesses pay if their setup takes up public parking spaces.
Now that they're back at 100%, we thought that implementing a very modest fee that's basically a third of what we see in Portsmouth, for example, is a fair way, for restaurants to utilize public property in a way that is respectful of the taxpayers here in Manchester.
If approved, the fee would be $420 per parking space for the entire season, a cost that Boards and Brews would be willing to pay.
Our customers love to be outside in the nice weather, and we do have some good space here, but our table space is limited, and we're a sit-down kind of only place, and so hopefully, maybe even possibly have some more permanent fixtures out there, and maybe even expand a little bit.
And before any of this happens, it all has to be voted on and approved by the full board of aldermen. That vote is scheduled for April 19th. If it is passed then outdoor dining can resume here on Elm Street as soon as March 1st. We're live in Manchester. Scott Cook, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man hit by vehicle, seriously hurt after stopping to help at crash scene in Merrimack, police say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Beautify and rejuvenate your skin with Beeline products made from local honey and beeswax. Affordable luxury, classic elegance. Aren't you worth it? Visit BeelineSkincare.com to view the collection and to find a store near you.
This was the scene of a hit-and-run crash during the early Friday morning commute on the Everett Turnpike in Merrimack. State police say a 59-year-old Manchester man pulled over and got out of his car to help a driver who crashed in the center median. While walking towards the vehicle, officials say the Good Samaritan was then hit by a driver who went onto the grass shoulder off the highway. The unidentified car then took off.
We don't have a specific identity of the vehicle right now, so we believe there to be front-end damage, likely to the right front headlight. So any information will be helpful. They can contact state police so that we can continue our investigation.
Investigators say the victim was rushed to Elliott Hospital, but was then transferred down to Mass General Hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police are asking all drivers to be careful, especially in bad weather, as it was raining when this happened.
If anyone was driving through that area or has any information that might have seen it, the crash scene was ongoing for a while, so we're really looking for any witnesses that could come forward if they saw the accident. Maybe people have dash cam footage that's usually rolling on their car.
And state police also would like to hear from anyone who has seen a car with front-end damage or a broken passenger headlight. Reporting live in Bedford tonight, Mike Cronin, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Wrong way driver, 83 years old, involved in multi-vehicle crash on Everett Turnpike in Nashua. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
What does it take to be the best? It takes guts.
Because it's Barracks, we have a wrong way driver on the circumferential.
A mangled mess on the Everett Turnpike in Nashua Friday morning. Vehicles smashed and sprawled across the highway near exit 4. 911 calls started pouring in just before 11 o'clock.
Apparently this vehicle going westbound and then eastbound side.
New Hampshire State Police say an 83-year-old Merrimack woman was behind the wheel of a blue 2011 Chevy Malibu. The vehicle was heading north on the southbound side when it collided head-on with a 2010 Toyota Tacoma pickup truck.
Again, the vehicle just rolled over southbound exit 4.
The impact sending one of the vehicles into a Jeep Wrangler, which rolled off the highway. 2 other sedans were also involved in the crash. The driver of the Chevy Malibu was rushed to Southern New Hampshire Medical Center with serious injuries. 3 other people were sent to an out-of-state hospital, all suffering from various injuries. The crash causing traffic to back up for miles as a state police reconstruction team combed through the wreckage. As the investigation continues into why the 83-year-old driver was going the wrong way, officials are asking any witnesses to come forward. All right, so if you happen to witness this crash, or if you saw that blue Chevy Malibu driving on the highway before the accident happened, you are asked to call state police. Reporting live in Nashua, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Former Stonyfield CEO explores race for New Hampshire governor. Another candidate may be joining the Democratic race for governor in 2022, with the former CEO of Stonyfield registering a political committee. Former Stonyfield CEO Gary Hirschberg can now begin raising money as he explores a run for governor after he registered a political committee Friday afternoon with the New Hampshire Secretary of State's office. In a statement, Hirschberg said he's talking with family, friends, and other New Hampshire business leaders about a possible run. He said he would make a decision about running in the next few weeks. State Senator Tom Sherman is the only declared candidate in the race for the Democratic nomination for governor. Food prices already rising from pandemic increase further because of the war in Ukraine. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
So, you're putting a fence up in your yard.
Roger.
It can be dangerous and expensive to damage a utility.
The owner of Portsmouth Provisions says his grocery prices have been going up for 2 years, some now rising weekly.
Some things we were selling for like $3 now we're selling for like $5.50, $6, almost twice as much.
Including pretty much everything involved for his store's lunch business.
Chicken, bacon, cheese, produce, bread. Pretty much the entire sandwich.
A variety of factors are at play, according to the New Hampshire Grocers Association. Meat and dairy products, for example, are affected by what animals eat.
On the farm, the cost of the feed is more expensive.
Issues brought on by the pandemic remain: supply and demand, labor shortages, and recently fuel costs.
You're seeing an increase in vegetables because, the cost of that freight is heavier.
Cereal and bakery products impacted by a 17% rise in grain prices that could go higher because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Together, they account for 30% of global wheat and 20% of global corn exports.
Very few have been complaining. We just tell them why. They get it. Most people get it.
International prices for a basket of commodities hit a record high in February, then rose another 12% in March.
I'm buying a lot less food at the grocery store for my house, buying things that I normally wouldn't buy.
There are some things consumers can do to try to combat higher prices. They can shop around, they can take advantage of in-house loyalty programs, and they can try using coupons. Experts say the rise could continue until variables start to stabilize.
You should see those prices slowly come back down because nobody wants to keep that price at a higher level.
In Portsmouth, Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. One more person dies of COVID-19 in New Hampshire as cases rise. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Hi. A better internet experience is finally here. With Fidium Fiber Internet, you get ultra-fast gig speeds on a dedicated...
Tonight, active cases of COVID-19 are above 1,400 for the first time in more than a month. This comes as DHHS is announcing 266 new cases and 1 new death to report tonight. There are 33 COVID-positive patients in New Hampshire hospitals, with 9 being treated for the virus.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. White House celebrates historic Supreme Court confirmation. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Are your sneezes putting your friends in awkward positions? Stick with Zyrtec. Zyrtec starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Zyrtec, muddle no more.
At the White House today, history made Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's powerful, emotional speech, what she said, as she now becomes the first black woman to serve on the Supreme Court. She said it took 232 years, 115 appointments for a black woman to be selected to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States. Here's our senior White House correspondent, Mary Bruce.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson stepping out of the White House today and into history.
Today is indeed a wonderful day.
Vice President Kamala Harris, the first black woman to hold her position, describing a letter she wrote to her own goddaughter moments after presiding over Jackson's Senate confirmation.
I told her that I felt such a deep sense of pride and joy. And I will tell you, her braids are just a little longer than yours. But as I wrote to her, I told her what I knew this would mean for her life and all that she has in terms of potential.
For President Biden, a campaign promise fulfilled.
This is not only a sunny day, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. This is going to let so much sun shine on so many young women, so many young black women.
Jackson listening, beaming, and wiping away tears.
You are the very definition of what we Irish refer to as dignity. You have enormous dignity, and it communicates to people. It's contagious, and it matters. It matters a lot.
Then it was her turn.
It has taken 232 years and 115 prior appointments for a black woman to be selected to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States. But we've made it. We've made it, all of us, all of us. And our children are telling me that they see now, more than ever, that here in America, anything is possible.
The judge thanking her husband, her 2 daughters, and her parents, both teachers, raised in the Jim Crow South.
No one does this on their own. The path was cleared for me so that I might rise to this occasion. And in the poetic words of Dr. Maya Angelou, I do so now while bringing the gifts my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave.
Describing this as a moment all Americans should be proud of.
We have come a long way toward perfecting our union. In my family, it took just 1 generation to go from segregation to the Supreme Court of the United States.
Really powerful day there on the South Lawn. Mary Bruce, you were right there. And I know President Biden described the moment in his words as historic, consequential. He said in the years to come, the people assembled today at the White House will tell their children and their grandchildren that I was there.
David, this is a defining day for this presidency. Biden said when he decided to run, he envisioned this very moment, calling it a day of hope, promise, and progress. You know, we witness a lot of history here, David, but rarely have I seen an event so joyful. Hundreds gathered here to be a part of this. Many Black women who beamed along with Judge Jackson and shared in some of those tears as well. Judge Jackson will now have a few more months before she officially ascends to the bench later this summer after Justice Breyer retires. David.
For whom she clerked along the way. Mary Bruce tonight. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. That does it for this Saturday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and goodbye.